Hello everybody, it's Starrapter here, and welcome to another episode of This Week in Star Wars Canon. Every week I talk all about everything new in the Star Wars universe. That could be anything, such as the TV series, the comics, the novels, and to the video games. And this week we had quite a few things. First off, I'm going to start with the comics. So we had the long-awaited Star Wars Jedi of the Republic Mace Windu #1. I also picked up the variant, which I thought was really cool. Call back to the old school Marvel comics, and Mace Windu just looks ridiculous running like that. So what is this one about? First off, I'm very happy to say that we finally have a Clone Wars era comic. So the Canon, the last Padawan series, kind of delved a little bit into the Clone Wars at the end of it. This is more in the beginning of the Clone Wars, and the plot line is basically, okay, after the Battle of Geonosis, the Jedi are now allies with this clone army, and they are the generals, they are the leaders, and they are used to being the peacekeepers. So this story is going to explore the thought process of the Jedi transitioning from keepers of the peace to combatants to Jedi generals. So this issue pretty much picks up and goes along with that storyline. We have Mace Windu, who is appointed a task, a mission, by Yoda and the Jedi Council. He basically handpicks his own team. He has Kit Fisto. He also has two new characters. One of them is actually a blind Jedi, very similar to Canon. And we also have a character that is more of an adept when it comes to engineering. So we have these 4 Jedi. They're going on this covert mission in, I think, the Outer Rim, where they are going to do recon on something that the Separatists are doing out there. And that's kind of where this issue just sort of leaves off, as them getting down to the planet and getting into a little bit of a scuffle with some droids. So, talking about some things I liked specifically about this particular comic is seeing this ragtag group of Jedi. Well, not really ragtag, because they're all really good in their own way. So we have Kit Fisto, who's just very strong in the Force with his saber technique. We have, again, this blind Jedi. I just like seeing all these characters kind of interweaved, and they have a really cool set of armor. It looks absolutely great, and I just can't wait to see, they're doing a good job of, setting up the personalities as well in this particular issue of, just how everybody feels, and they just, talk with each other. There's a lot of dialogue between the various characters, so it's nice to get into that mindset. And they're doing a pretty decent job so far with going over what's happening with the Jedi transitioning, so I think they're on track for that. However, I did feel a little bit underwhelmed about this comic. I think it was mainly because I didn't see any clones. So I hope we get clones in this issue, or this series, at least maybe Phase 1 troopers. However, I did see something that's interesting. So when you open up this book, it says, like with all the other Star Wars comics, you got that opening crawl kind of thing, and it says Mace Windu Book 1, Part 1. So it says Book 1, so I'm hoping that we might get, the subtitle Jedi of the Republic. Hopefully we get other, 5-part miniseries of other characters. A character I would love to see get her own miniseries is Ala Secura. She's just badass, and we didn't see enough of her in the Clone Wars. And maybe something with, Commander Gree, get more of these clone trooper generals. That'd be really cool. So moving on to the next comic we have Star Wars number 35. So recently, Jason Aaron is kind of ending his run with issue number 37 out in October. So he's been doing these kind of one-shot stories. We've had one with Luke and Leia. We've had one last issue with Sana and Lando. Now we have one with that infamous smuggling pair, Chewbacca and Han Solo. And they are given a task by none other than Mon Mothma to go and bring Gracchus the Hutt, who has been long gone from this series. We've seen him in the second volume, I believe, second storyline. They're going to take him to Akiva to basically get interrogated by General Draven, because apparently he's got this stockpile of weapons, which is going to be very useful for the rebellion. So it's up to Han Solo to again help the rebellion, which he's always against, or at least always thinking in his head, why am I still here doing this thing? And it's him going to transport and smuggle him. Of course, he gets into some Imperial entanglements, and it gets a little bit rough of a ride. But he does eventually fool Gracchus the Hutt and gets him there. And the whole time, Gracchus the Hutt is trying to tell Han Solo, this isn't who he is. He's not supposed to be working for the rebellion. He should be his own man, kind of thing. And again, is offering him to free him and, and just get him a bunch of loot, I guess, or something. So getting into my positives of this issue. First off, right off the bat, First page, we see one of my favorite ships in Star Wars. Seen it in Rebels. In Rogue One, we got the Old Republic style kind of cruiser. And that's not the only thing from Rogue One. As I mentioned, we have Mon Mothma, we have General Draven. So it's really nice. Every time we see the Rebellion fleet in the Star Wars main line of comics, I get very excited because I want to see more of that. And supposedly Kieran Gillen, in an interview, said for his run, which starts off with 37, or 38 rather, he is going to focus more on the Rebellion as a whole, so I can't wait for that. I also like seeing or at least hearing about other little nods to canon, such as the planet Akiva, which is very important in at least the first Aftermath book. And then his stockpile, Gracchus' stockpile, was actually on the planet Teth, which is what started off the Clone Wars series, so that's pretty cool because there was like a monastery there, so I'm sure he had a stockpile of stuff over there. Another thing I want to note about this issue is with the continuity from the Han Solo miniseries going into this particular issue, it has the narration speech bubble, so I really like seeing that inner struggle of Han going from, hey, I want to be a smuggler, to why am I still in a rebellion? So there's a great kind of self-struggle going on with that. And finally this week, we get the release of Star Wars Rebels Season 3 on Blu-ray. Good luck finding it because it took me 5 stores for whatever reason to get this thing. I don't know what's going on with the distribution. I don't know if they're sending out enough copies to retailers or what. But when I finally got this thing, I was very happy because I popped it in to my Xbox and I didn't watch all the special features yet, but I'm very, very happy with what we have. We have like 5 episodes that have commentary by Dave Filoni. I could listen to that guy talk for hours. We also have like 7, I think, featurettes on here and all the Rebels Recon episodes, and the clarity, you know, it looks great. This Blu-ray looks absolutely gorgeous. This is just a huge step up from Season 2, and I can't wait to delve more into this Blu-ray to learn about all the secrets that went on, you know, into making this season of Star Wars Rebels. Make sure you check out my Season 3 review, which I have up on the channel now. But that is going to do it for this week at Star Wars Canon. If you're watching this on the day of release, Force Friday is pretty much tomorrow. I'm going to be going to a midnight opening at the local Toys R Us. I want to know, are you guys attending Force Friday events, or what are you planning on picking up? I will be doing a vlog, so look forward to that. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so you won't miss out on that. I also will be doing a review of Star Wars Phasma, the latest Star Wars book. Hopefully it'll be out sometime next week as well. I'm going to try to read through that as fast as I can. But I also have other movie reviews as well as TV reviews, so make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss any of that content. I'm Starrapter. I want to thank you guys for watching, and bye-bye. Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me, and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Starrapter.